If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm Vicki. This video is the third in a series of upcycled jewelry that I've been making from a haul, yes, a haul of jewelry that I received from one of my subscribers, Nancy. I promised in this video that we were going to make something that one of my other subscribers, Scenaria, mentioned. She said perhaps I could make some fancy pants jewelry from the black and the silver beads that I received in the haul from Nancy. And thank you to my subscribers here that comment and give me ideas and suggestions. I really appreciate that. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do in this video. You know, fancy pants. I don't know that I have any fancy pants, but I might be able to find something fancy in my closet. So make sure you watch all the way to the end because I am going to model the jewelry that I make in this video. And then I'm going to put it on eBay. And for those of you who don't know, I have other YouTube channels. I have Avante Avenue for reselling, and then Vintage Vicki, which is blog style, where you can follow Mark and me around and see what we're up to. In fact, I'm going to insert a photo here because I told you a while back there's a lot going on right now, and there is, because I opened up a Vintage Vicki booth in a local store here in Kingsport, Tennessee. Here's the photo. So if you're in the area, check that out. All right, let's get started on making our parure. Let's make a necklace, earrings, and bracelet. This necklace has some mother of pearl and some purple, yes, purple crystals and some gray crystals. And does it have a brand? Yes, this one was Charming Charlie's. This one here also has some mother of pearl oval beads with some gray and silver tones. Quite a long necklace to work with. I'll come back to this one. This one has some really interesting beads. I've never seen anything like this. They are all glass and metal beads. And this one is Kiam, K-I-A-M family. I might have to check that out. Never heard of that brand. And this one here is Cookie Lee. Okay, back to this one over here. Charming Charlie. And it has some really neat components to work with. So can I make some fancy pants jewelry? I don't know. I don't know, but we're sure going to try. And the first thing we need to do is take them apart because that's what we do here. We upcycle. And let's start with this one right here. I'll set these aside and we'll come back to them. I love upcycling these type of necklaces. I like how I have so many unique components to work with. I've got some flat nose pliers and I have my chain nose pliers and who knows what else we'll need here today, but I'm going to get a hold of this and find the jump ring and hold one side stationary and the other side you can either push forward or push back, whichever you prefer. I will save all the jump rings, just set them aside here, but I'm going to take apart every single one of these filigree type components. I'm saying filigree only because really they're open cut, but that's what I'm going to do, take them all apart. I'm going to switch this out though for another pair of flat nose pliers. Makes it a little bit easier. And as I take this apart, I will speed it up as well as play some music.
I'm walking down the street on clouds instead of the concrete I'm dancing through. Everything's about to come my way. Nothing can ruin my day. No matter what anyone does or say, I smile at fools. No, I don't care cause I am on my way up. And I won't stop, I won't slow down. Steady on my feet, I'm gonna rise up. No, I won't stop, it is my time. I know what it's like to be broke.
Let's take a look at what we have to work with here. We have 4 of these larger discs. We have these oval shaped components and we have, 2, 4, 6, 8 of those. And we have the jump rings, of course, I'll upcycle those. And then we have some chain. And I think I will go ahead and remove the Charming Charlie tag. Keep the jump ring, but remove the tags. This is what we have to work with to upcycle. I probably can use the clasp, maybe some of the chain, and some of the other components here. These are really nice. Nicely made, nicely finished, and really cool designs. They are one-sided. They have a pattern on one side and more of a flat back. And these ones are pretty much two-sided. So that's what we have from necklace number 1. I'll set that aside. And now I have to make a decision. I think I will take a second here and look this necklace up. I said it said Kiam, K-I-A-M family. I'm going to look that up. I went to Google and asked who is the Kiam family jewelry. The Kiam family ran a successful jewelry empire for decades, founded by entrepreneur Victor Kiam and later by his son Tori and Tori's wife Elena. They ceased direct sales jewelry. Never heard of this company, but they ceased operations in 2014 with Kiam family jewelry now primarily sold as vintage and pre-owned items. So to me, direct sales means party plan. Have you ever heard of Kiam family jewelry? Anyway, it goes on to say a whole lot of things, but in 2004, they rebranded as Leah Sophia, and in 2014, due to the rise of online shopping, Leah Sophia shut down its direct sales operations. I guess it's been around for a while, and it's being sold on, various platforms, like eBay, Etsy, probably Poshmark, etc. So direct sales to on my table right now, waiting to be upcycled. I just thought the beads were really cool because they're not quite a rondelle. They're more flat than a typical rondelle. And as I'm looking here, they're very uneven sizes. I don't know if you can tell, but the sizes are really uneven. Seems to be no rhyme or reason, just randomly strung. That very well may be taken apart, but for right now, I'm going to set it aside again. This necklace, Cookie Lee, and Cookie Lee was a party plan, similar to Tupperware or Mary Kay, and the company was sold in 2014 and rebranded as Vivi and filed for bankruptcy in 2016. So Cookie Lee on eBay isn't going for a whole lot. On average, $15 to $20 a necklace. So I've looked up Cookie Lee multi-strand necklace in black on eBay, went to the solds and sorted by lowest to highest, starting at about $8 plus ship. And then if I look at highest price, you're looking at, less than $20. These beads here are plastic, and I can tell because they have the mold seam from being molded. They're molded plastic, so although they are faceted, they are plastic, not glass. This bead is cool to the touch. It's metal. This bead is plastic. It's warm to the touch. And then we have 3 strands of chain, 3 different types of chain. I may want to work with these beads and perhaps the smaller ones. So this is a good necklace to take apart, if I can find the end again. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. There's the clasp. First of all, let's just start with taking off this large jump ring on the end so that I can loosen up all the strands. So just opening that jump ring, and off come all the strands and the clasp. Let's find the other end and do the same thing. You can see it's just one jump ring holding everything together. As I said, we have 3 different styles of chain. These are the beads that I like the best out of it, although I might use others. I'm going to put the clasp with these, and we're just going to take some scissors. Oh, by the way, we have a black clamshell. You know what a clamshell is by now if you follow the channel. We've used a lot of those. Okay, this is on, thread. I thought it would be on wire, but it's on thread.
I know what it's like when nothing goes your way, so I'm gonna let myself enjoy the fruit from this lucky day.
And if we wanted to, we could reuse the clamshell, but I'll probably be going with silver for the components today for the clasp. This is what we have. As far as the other strands, I'm not sure yet. I think I'll leave these together right now. Now we're down to 2 necklaces, and this one has mother of pearl, and I don't know if you can tell that that's purple. And then we have a silver, a gray with a metallic, and the metallic has a purple finish. I hope that's showing up. It's hard to say. Yeah. We're going to use this one or this one. This one already has linked chain. Yeah, everything's already linked. That would be easy to work with. Wouldn't have to do hardly anything to work with that one. This one is strung, so I would need to restring it. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I'm going to go with this one. Yeah, why not? Plus the other one brings in purple, and I'm not sure if I want to bring in purple to this particular jewelry upcycle. And I do think that I'm going to work with this as it is. I mean, there's so much work already done to it, and no one said that upcycling needs to be tedious or time consuming. And I'm not sure what all we're going to make today, although I'm leaning towards a necklace, bracelet, and earrings. A parure. That's what it's called. Although sometimes a parure includes a brooch too, but I don't have the ability to make a brooch in this video. So we're going to start with this. First thing I'm going to do is remove the Cookie Lee tag here. It's no longer going to be Cookie Lee by the time I'm done with it here. As I like to say, they were components before, and they will be components again. And for any of you who think that I'm destroying beautiful jewelry, well, this may not be the channel for you because we call it upcycling on this channel. All right, so if we want to go around the neck with this, and I'm not sure how long this necklace is going to be, if we count the clasp and we want to make this a long necklace and we want to work within the pattern, I say that we take it apart right here at about 9 inches. I'm going to take it apart right here, which means I'm going to open up the oval mother of pearl, find the little loop here, the opening, and just open it sideways. Take that off and close it up. This is going to be so easy, you're going to think that I'm cheating. And this is our jump ring to attach the lobster clasp to. So if we want to continue this, now I see here that my pattern is different. We have a black, oh, these black beads are silver on the back side. I think what it is, I have an extra bead over here. Okay, I'm going to take it apart here. We might have to tweak the top part around the neck a little bit. Take this apart. I didn't open it up far enough. Close that up. I'm going to set that aside. We could use this for a bracelet or earrings. But as I said, this goes a little different at the top. Do you see here? Like this is just a little dangle here. But I have this extra bead here. I could find another crystal and add to this. Maybe I'll do that. Those crystals are two-sided, silver and then clear. And this crystal, okay, it is two-sided. I need one of those. I just have to decide where I want to take it from. I guess I'll take it from here. Just going to loosen it up and set that aside. I'm going to loosen this up right here and take this one little crystal. I want to have these be the same. This is the one that's different.
I am on my way up. I won't slow down. Yeah, I am on my way up. I won't slow down.
I'm trying to make this match. Now it matches. And honestly, this is a very small jump ring to connect the lobster clasp into. So I think I'm going to grab another one. I'm just going to go a little bit larger. It will be easier to fit the lobster clasp through if it's not so small. Going back and forth until I have that closed. And at this point, I'm not going to worry about this little bead here. Just set that aside. This is the upper part of the necklace. We are at about 17 inches. So as I said, this is what's going around the neck. Now what can we do? I'd like to work these in somehow. I don't know if it's quite fancy pants. I mean, I think fancy pants or formal jewelry is different for everyone. You know, I'm not a person that dresses up very much, so wearing any jewelry can be considered fancy. Let's see here. I like to work in odd numbers, so I can see 3 of these together. Not sure if I want to work in these. I don't know. I don't know about those. They would make nice earrings, but I'm not sure yet about those. But I am leaning towards this, and I think we need to connect these with jump rings. So remember those jump rings that we saved right here? Well, let's use these again. Just going to take it through. I hope that this will lay right. Close that up, give it a pinch. Do the same thing on the other one. It doesn't matter which one I go in right now, which hole on the medallion. We'll call it a medallion. How's that? Close that up. Wiggle it back and forth if you need to. Give it a little pinch. Connecting these together, I do have to put a little bit of thought into it. I only have 4 of these. Otherwise, I would consider 5. We also could put these in between. Or we could put some beads in between. Or crystal. So many things we could do. It doesn't have to be just a jump ring connecting everything. Could put the larger crystal. Again, it has metallic on the back side, just like the smaller ones have clear on one side and metallic. These have like a taupe color with almost a coppery color on the back side. So we have 3 different colors here that we can choose from if I want to connect these like so, or the mother of pearl. I think I'm going to think on it for just a minute. I'll be right back. Out of these 3, I'm going to go with the smaller one. Like we added to the top, I'm going to go with this one right here. So I just need to take it off of here, free it up, and where I'm going to place it, I haven't quite decided yet. So I'm going to close it up for right now, but I need to open up the loops on each end to free it up. So I'm going to lay it here, and now I need another one. So we're going to take another one from this necklace.
I'm strolling down the street with all of my favorite songs on repeat. I'm dancing through everything's about.
Okay, now the decision is, do you want it that close or do we want it to drop down? I think I want it to drop down some, drop down this way. So I'm going to have to figure out where I'm placing this, and then I'll probably go try it on and see how it lays. I guess I could count, could use a head pin and count where I place it here so that I have it the same on both of these. Kind of leaning towards right here. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to place the first one, opening this up sideways, and I'm leaning towards, I don't want straight down. If I go straight across and come back a few, I'm eyeing a spot. I can't really show it to you right now, but I'm eyeing a spot. Well, I thought I was. Oh, wait a minute. I can use a jump ring for this. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't need to go directly to, I need jump rings. That's what I need. A lot of reflection here in my lights, so having a little bit of trouble seeing. So now if we have that, we need to do the same thing over here. Attach this, and I need to attach it in the same hole. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the hole that I need to attach this little linked bead. I'm losing my grip. I'm going to double check it after I close this up. Closing up as tight as I want. There, we got it. Just wiggle it back and forth until you get it closed pretty good. So let's double check this. Tell you what, I'll double check it off camera and be right back. I counted it and they're fine. I just need to decide where I'm putting this one, and I need 2 more jump rings. I may need to just attach one and see how it looks, because it really doesn't matter for the first one. Get a good grip. Okay. Go through here. Just kind of have to eye it and figure out what you like. And I hope I get this the right direction. Losing my grip on the jump ring. Let's count this again. Okay, I think I've got it. So this is what we have so far. I'm going to go try it on and see how it drapes. I tried it on. I think it lays really nice. I do have the lobster clasp on the left instead of the right. And I know some of you are left-handed, but I often put the clasp on the right side. So that's a pretty easy change. I'm just going to change this around.
I don't care if you spill coffee on me or if the sky is gray or blue. No, I don't care, cause I am on my way up and I won't stop. I won't slow down. Steady on my feet, I'm gonna rise up. No, I won't stop.
Now we could stop right here with this, make a bracelet, make some earrings, and we could call it. But I am trying to fancy this up a little bit. So I'm thinking we could add some other layers to it. I don't know if we have enough of any one chain. And this is very fine chain. And you see it all by itself. That's very fine. I mean, I do have some other chain here. But we have the option of chain. I know it's a little hard to see the black on black. this is the best mat for making videos that doesn't show a lot of shadow. This chain, I'm not really excited about putting that in here. I could add this chain. And honestly, this chain as well. Just wondering, how long is this chain? Not long enough to go on the outside. It's always challenging trying to connect the jump ring to this type of chain. Not impossible, but a little more challenging, where this chain is a lot easier to attach a jump ring. But I don't know, the chain is quite fine. It was nice in the multi-strand necklace, but I don't know if it quite works here. I still have some more of the linked beads. We have this necklace that we haven't taken apart yet. Do you see how green this goes now to that mother of pearl, the grayish white? How green that goes? I don't think that's going to work. And I still have this one, which I really like the beads. Yes, I do. I really like these beads. And I can see that glamming it up quite a bit. Or fancy panting it up. That sounds weird. Fancy panting. How about if we go with glamming it up? I would need to string these, restring them. If I wanted to put some on the inside, not that much, of course, but a strand. How are these connected here? You know, again, what we have here, if you look at it individually, is we have 2 seed beads in between each of these rondelles. I'm going to call them rondelles, but as I said, they're very irregular. That's what we would have if we worked in a single strand, either on the inside of this necklace or on the outside. I'm not sure if the outside's going to work. And with that said, this could be worn alone, just like it is, if I don't do anything else with this. In fact, I probably could have shortened it up a little bit if I'm adding a strand to the outside. But I don't know how these are going to fall. They might fall right into the medallion. So it's almost like I need to build it from the inside, or I'd have to go really long. Do you understand my concern? I'm concerned that this outer strand is just going to fall into this part here. It's just going to fall over top the medallions instead of laying nicely. Decisions. I've made one decision, and that is if I have to shorten this necklace up, I will. Maybe this won't be a long necklace after all, but I am going to detach at least one of these strands here. And beads are going to go flying. Not really, they're going to go into the bowl. And this is on string. You know, something that I typically don't work with. I'm having an idea here. Is this strand long enough? Is one strand, one single strand long enough to put it on the inside? No. It would be a lot shorter. I mean, not impossible. In other words, if I don't restring it. I've never done that before. I've never taken a strand like this on string and not restrung it. Say that 10 times real fast. Restrung it on wire. But I could see that on the inside here. But honestly, I don't know if I want to just crimp string versus restringing it. Okay, I'm restringing it. I've got some 49 strand wire. It's 0.018. And I'm going to restring this here. I don't know if I'm going to change it much. I like the pattern like it is. Two seed beads and a rondelle. And I don't think I can just, no, I can't just put this through here. I don't think anyway. If it was wire, but with it being on string, it is so flimsy. All right, not impossible. But boy. Oh, it's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to move this necklace out of the way. Oh. And now I'm stuck. I got caught in a link. Well, I was going to try. Oh my goodness. I was going to try to slip that wire through there, and I thought, wouldn't that be cool if I could slip the wire through there and not have to restring it? But the string got caught, and it is what it is. It would be so much easier if this was wire. Oh, I just give up. I give up. I can't do it. I thought that would be really cool to show you something new. of how to just string from one strand to another. But that string, the string was all over the place. It shouldn't take too long. I got beads everywhere. I really do. I have beads everywhere. It shouldn't take too long to do this, but I will fast forward and I forgot to get this clipped on here. Fast forward and play some music. That's what I'll do. Oh well. Have you ever tried to transfer beads from one string or strand to another? I've never tried it before. And what a mess I ended up with. But, you know, that happens. I know it can be done, but I've never tried it before. Have you tried it before? If you have, leave a comment and let me know how it went for you. Because when I tried it, the string got caught in what I was already working on. And as you saw, it was chaos. It happens, right? Okay, let's move on to the next step. Let's just do it. 2 seed beads in a rondelle. And repeat and repeat and repeat. Of course, this is a good opportunity as well to change up the pattern if I want to add any other beads. And am I having trouble picking up the seed beads? Yes, I am. Oh, it would have been so much easier had I been able to just transfer it from one strand to another. I've seen it done, haven't tried to do it myself, and I really am having trouble picking up the seed beads for some reason. I need to find another way. And that other way is going to be to dump them on here instead of the bowl.
I know what it's like to be broke, yeah. I know what it's like when nothing goes your way. So I'm gonna let myself enjoy the fruit from this lucky day. Yeah, I am on my way up. I won't slow down. Yeah, I am on my way.
I tell you what, this is going to take a while. So once I have these on the string and I think I have enough, I'll come back and we'll add this to our necklace. If I change up the pattern, I'll pop in to tell you. I've been at this for quite a while. And I've been playing around with the chain too. Okay, so what I'm thinking is putting this inside of here. Let's turn this around. Putting this on the inside. And I think I possibly need a few more beads. Although I could shorten this up a little bit here and add some chain either on the inside, fine chain here, or some chain here. I think where I am with this is that for me to make this longer, I need to cut another strand because this is all I have left on the beads. So basically, I do need to add probably a clamshell to attach it, but basically this is where it would fall in relationship to the necklace. If I wanted to fall closer to it, which I actually do like that. I do like that look. I need a few more beads. I like it here better than I like it here. So I'm going to take apart another strand of this crazy necklace here. Capture the beads in here for now. Sure, I'm going to capture them in there. As I said, beads on string tend to go everywhere. 2 strands apart now, but it gives me some more beads to work with. Probably more than I need, but I'm sure it's more than I need. But I'm going to continue adding to this, and then I'll be right back. I think I made it a little bit too long now, but that's okay. We can always back off from it. Although I did have one dark finish clamshell, I don't have 2 of them, but I have 2 silver clamshells. And if you've never seen a clamshell, that's what it looks like. It has a hole at the bottom that you put the string through, and then you have a crimp bead or tube inside. I like to use beads. Then you close it up and it has little loops here that you can connect to the jump ring at the top. So I need to get a couple of crimp beads. So I have a couple of crimp beads here. They're so tiny you probably can't see them. I guess I'll start with this end first because this is the end of my wire. I'm going to go through the hole at the bottom of the clamshell, pick up a crimp bead, and then using flat nose pliers, and because this is the first one I'm putting on, I can just bring this all the way to the end of the wire. I'm trying to center it up on the wire and crimp it. And the reason I'm bringing it all the way to the end is just so that I don't have to cut the wire off. Okay, it's good. I'm going to push it down. There's the crimp bead. Push it into the clamshell. and just close that up. If you need to, you can use your, pliers to give it a little pinch. Now I can take a jump ring and put it through the holes of the clamshell, and we can attach this to the jump ring that's on the lobster clasp. So we're adding another strand here. Close that up. So now it's attached, and then we just push the beads down and around. This is where we now need to decide how long we want this to be, because I definitely have it too long. Trying to straighten this out. I have to cut this wire and remove some beads. Hopefully not any more beads than I want to this time, because I'll just have to add them back. So I'm going to hold on to that, straighten this out, like if this is right here, the bottom of the necklace. And let's see if we can zoom out here. You're going to get the background around my table. It's pretty busy with stuff, but I'm just going to start with taking these beads off right here. I do have a bowl of these now, so I'm going to set these aside. If I have to add some back, I can. Just trying to get an idea of how I want this to lay. I'm going to temporarily put a clip on here. I guess I finished off here with a rondelle. I could have finished off with seed beads or any other bead, but it's a rondelle. So I want to do the same for the other side. That's just, I didn't pay attention to it. I just went with it, and that's what it ended up being. How much gap do I want here? And do I have enough here? The clamshell is going to drop it down a little bit. I think I can stop here, but I'm going to remove those two little seed beads because I want this to be consistent with the other side. And where'd my clamshell go? Anybody see my clamshell? I had two of them out here, didn't I? I know I did. I know I had two clamshells here. Oh, goodness sakes. I can always get another one. I guess I'm getting another one. This pack that I ordered has both gold and silver tone. I'll put a link for that in the description below the video. So let's go through the back side, the hole of the clamshell, pick up the crimp bead. Now this time I can't just leave it at the end. This time I need to push the beads down and let the crimp bead slide inside of there. Let's do one more check. I don't think we're really going to know for sure how it's going to lay until I actually finish this, but this is kind of what we're looking at. I'm debating whether I want to take one more bead off, because I've decided I'm not putting chain on the outside of this. I might put chain on the inside. I'm going to remove a few more beads here. Again, go through the back side, the hole in the back of the clamshell. Pick up the crimp bead, let this slide down inside. There, I feel better about that. Now, this is a little tricky because I have the crimp bead inside the clamshell and I need to flatten it inside of there. So I'm just going to hold on to the string. I'm right-handed, so I'm holding on to the string with my left hand, using my chain nose pliers and getting inside of here, getting a hold of the crimp bead and just pushing it down slightly. You can open this up further to get to it. Get a hold of the crimp bead and flatten it. That's all you're doing, flattening it. And check it. Make sure it's not going to go anywhere. It's our last chance to check this. And I still have to add a jump ring to it, so I think it's going to be fine. I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and cut this down, cut the wire down right to the top of the crimp bead. And then we're going to close this up. Turn this whatever direction you need to inside there so it lays flat. Close this up. Align it if you need to. Take a jump ring. Put it through the two holes, yes, two holes of the clamshell. And then we're going to attach this to the ring that is the part of the clasp. So now we have a 2-strand necklace with this on the inside. Shall we add another strand to our fancy pants necklace, our glam necklace? That's what we've got so far. We can add a 3rd strand, and it could be this chain, or it could be this chain. And this does look really nice. Let's try the first one again. This one's easier to attach, but honestly, I think I'm liking this one better. I like the fact that it's thicker. And of course, then we have this chain. I think it's going to be this one. Well, it has a black jump ring, and I don't know if Okay, I do have another black jump ring right here. So let's go ahead and open this up to attach it to the same jump ring here at the clasp. And this is going on the inside. It's getting a little twisted in my hand. And close that jump ring up. Make sure it's closed really well. Make sure I've got this on the right side or the inside of everything. And then we have to determine how long we want it. I'm going to take this jump ring from here, little black jump ring. What we need to figure out here is how long we want this. Obviously, we want it shorter than this strand, the rondelle strand. That's becoming now the middle strand. I might have to cut this chain. Taking my time here, trying to decide on the distance, the spacing. I think I'm about here. I'm going to cut, yes, cut the jump ring past where I want to be so I can free that up. And then where's that little jump ring here? I'm going to get that really fast here. Well, I've got this in my hand and slip this on here. Good, 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 good. Get a hold of that and then go on the side that I need to be on. I'm beginning to think I could put even a larger jump ring here. In other words, these three are attached to that jump ring. I'm thinking I need to add one more jump ring for the clasp. In other words, I have these three strands into that jump ring, and I think I want a separate jump ring for the clasp to actually go into. I feel that it needs it. It's going to be too hard competing with the 3 chains to get the lobster clasp inside of here. So that's what I'm talking about, an extra jump ring there. You know how it is with multi-strand necklaces. It can be a little bit challenging to lay this out versus putting it on. I'm going to make another change here at the clasp. I had connected this last bead, crystal bead, directly to the jump ring that holds the lobster clasp. And I think I want to put that on its own jump ring. I want to add a jump ring to the crystal and then bring that into the jump ring where the lobster clasp is connected. I hope that makes sense. If not, I'll just have to show you. I just felt like this is on a jump ring, this is on a jump ring, this is on a jump ring. It might be a black jump ring on that one, but they're all connected with a jump ring. So that's something I hadn't thought about till just now. Disconnecting the crystal and reconnecting it, getting this laid out properly here. Reconnecting the crystal with a jump ring to its proper position on that jump ring. I think it will lay better. If you're enjoying this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so, and keep watching. There's more. I think our necklace is done. The only thing I might consider is putting a larger jump ring here. That's the only thing I'm considering. Larger jump ring here to attach the lobster clasp. It's one thought I have. Otherwise, the necklace is done. It may not be the fanciest necklace, but we did upcycle 3 necklaces into this. So at the end, I'll show you a photo and you can vote for your favorite piece or maybe the entire Perur set. But this is the necklace. I think we need to make some earrings to go with this 3-strand necklace that we just made. So keep watching. Let's take a final look at our 3-strand necklace. After I've added an extra jump ring up here and an extra one for the lobster clasp. Got our 3 strands. And now let's make some earrings. I know for a fact, I don't know if I know for a fact, I'm not going to be using that. And I didn't use this in here, so that's out. However, we do have a couple of these mother of pearl in the gray. We have some other beads here that we could work in. So what's it going to be? I think it's going to be 2 of those. And I've got more. We've got more beads that we could pull from. Just trying to decide. You know, I used the clear one here, so I'm going to go after the clear ones. Although that doesn't give a lot of contrast. So maybe I will go with the darker ones. Yeah, maybe I will go with the darker because of the contrast. I just need to free up another one of the darker ones. We have 2 of those. Could even work in the larger ones if we want to. I'll just take one off of here and we'll think about it. Move this up so you can see what I'm doing here with the earrings. I haven't worked in the chain or any of the other beads. We could work in some of this chain. We could work in some of these beads. Oh my gosh, what's it going to be? Any ideas? So let's see. Can we link some of these together and make some earrings? Start with a smaller one at the top. Smaller round bead. Then if we put the larger round bead at the bottom, or do we want to work in any of this chain? I thought about trying these rondelles and the seed beads, but the seed beads wouldn't fit on my eye pin. I have a little eye pin here. So I decided to not work with those. But do we want to work with any of this chain? This is the one length that I cut. And because I cut it, I'm going to remove it completely now. Throw that one away. I have thoughts of what if I added some chain dangling here. It's one thought. Now let's take a look at one piece of chain dangling and see what happens here. One isn't enough, but how many of these would we need? Probably at least 3 pieces. Let's go ahead and get some ear wires. Attach this directly to the ear wire. Just open that sideways and then close it up. It's starting to look like an earring. Oh, I just noticed this has a head pin at the end, not a loop. That's not going to work. This was a dangle. We could put that on the end of some extension chain for the necklace. That's what we could use that for. So I need another little linked bead here. Go ahead and attach this. That's what we have so far. And then the mother of pearl to here. So that's what we have for our earrings so far. The question is, do I add just another bead or do we add some chain? And do I have enough chain? I think I have enough to put a few dangles. Probably 3. It's just that I can't really open up a link on this chain. That's why I cut it. So if we're going to add some of this for a dangle, and I want to add 3 pieces, the question is, do I go with 3? 3 links, 3 sections, or 2? What would you do? How do we want to make the earrings? We have several options. We could use a small bead at the top and or at the bottom. We could possibly add some chain. I do have some chain left. Not a whole lot, but we could add a chain dangle. When it comes to earrings, it's unlimited what you can do, but they do need to coordinate. So, I don't know. What do you think? I know. How about if we make 2 pairs of earrings? And then we can decide which ones we want to put with the necklace and the bracelet that we're going to make later in the video, and maybe perhaps the pair that I keep. 2 pair it is. I'm going to allow 3 dangles, and that means I need to cut and remove a link that I'm not going to be able to reuse. I realize that because there's just no way to open this that I know of to easily open it. Remove that. I'll throw that away in just a second. And then let's take, now here's the decision. Do I keep adding it just to this loop here instead of a jump ring? And I think I will. I'm just going to open that up and add another length. Going for 3. You'd want to do 3 or 5. So I'm going for 3, so I just need to allow 3 lengths and then take away the 4th one. It's not necessarily a quick process because I have to carefully remove it. And then, okay, open this up again and add the top of the loop there. Close that up. I'm just going for 3. Otherwise, I'd probably have to add a jump ring to the bottom of this. And now again, taking 3 lengths, or 3 lengths, lengths, whatever you want to call them. 3 lengths of chain here. So that's 1 earring. Let's do the same thing here, and I'm pretty certain I have enough chain left to do this, or I wouldn't even be trying it if I didn't think I had enough chain left. All right, that's all I have left. Just made it. So here's our earrings with our little chain dangles to go with the necklace. And I said I'm going to make 2 pairs, so let's go ahead and take a couple more of the mother of pearl, because I do like that. Take a couple more of these, and I think we'll just make a shorter pair. The question is, do I want to use this larger bead? You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to change this over to a head pin. I'm just going to cut this head pin off. I'm going to cut this and remove that. I have 2 head pins, and if this doesn't fit through here, well, let's see if I can add a seed bead to the head pin. Find out here. Yes, I can. I'll go through the oval mother of pearl. Same thing here. Add a seed bead. Go through the oval mother of pearl. I don't know if I could work this in. Guess I can. Maybe another seed bead. Now I could either make these as earrings right here, or go ahead and bend this at a right angle using round nose pliers. I'm going to trim this down to about 3/8 of an inch. Have the head pin flush, make a loop, close the loop, do the same thing here. Need some ear wires. You do have to make sure that the springs are the same length because they do vary, and put it through the ear wire like that, and then let's add the mother of pearl below that. So even though they're still dangled, they're not quite as long. You know, honestly, I could have used a smaller bead here. That looks a little bit large, so maybe for that reason I will pick up the same bead that's in the necklace down here and to the right. If you see my hand here, let's go ahead and go to a smaller bead. I think this bead is too large in comparison to the mother of pearl. Add this to the ear wire, and then the mother of pearl, opening the loop sideways, attaching it. I like this better than this, so I need one more of those. You're walking through the door now. You came along, played any song, so turn it up, don't ever stop. It's how you do the things you do, and I don't mind, just take your time. Okay, get some of this busyness out of the way. I still have this little bead, and we could add an extension chain to the necklace. I'm looking here. I thought I had a piece of extension chain somewhere here. I have some black extension chain, so let's just go with it. We've got all the different colors in here. Adding this to our last jump ring. This has a little doodad, as I call it, on the end, but I'm going to remove that, finding the cut in the jump ring. I'm going to remove that little doodad and add this little crystal. So extension chain with a little crystal on the end. I really don't know the length of this necklace yet. The length goes by the shortest chain, so we are at 17 inches. That sounds short, but the extension chain makes a difference. And I didn't want to get too long in here. I like the spacing here. Are you ready to make a bracelet to go with the necklace and the earrings? You know, fancy pants bracelet or glam bracelet. Yeah. And how do we want to make it? I'm not going to make memory wire this time. No, I think we're going to work with the beads and, well, let's see what we come up with. For the bracelet, I think it's pretty obvious that we would want to work with this linked bead chain like we did in the necklace and how we have in the earrings. I still have some of these left, and you know, I took these apart and I never did incorporate them, but I'll set those aside for a future necklace. And then I have these left. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? That could be a focal point of a bracelet. Not sure if I'm going to use these because I didn't use them anywhere in the necklace, so I'll set those aside. But I think we most certainly can work in this medallion. I do have some little jump rings left, quite a few. Get those over here. So yeah, let's take a look at this. I think the first thing I'm going to do is connect some of this chain directly to the medallion, and I'm going to go with the small bead. Close it up, give it a pinch. If that's the top of the wrist and we need a clasp and everything, somewhere along here we need a clasp. We don't need a whole lot of length, but we do want the pattern to be the same on either side. So I think I'm going to separate it right here for now. I might have to separate it even shorter, but for right now, separate it there. Let's check that. That might be about right. So let's find another section that we can duplicate this with the same pattern. Might have to recreate it. And I'm just wondering now if I want the mother of pearl right up to this. I think I do. So I'm going to change this after all. I want the mother of pearl directly next to the medallion because, you know, that's our focal point. And we want our focal point to be the larger of the beads. So I'm going to open up this jump ring again and attach the mother of pearl. The nice thing is we can take these apart, you know, the linked beads apart wherever we want to and reconnect them. So now, if that's what I have, does this match here? Yes. Directly across from here. Well, I say directly, but I need a straight edge. I need something to determine this one right here. I'm going to get my flat nose. Let's disconnect it here. It looks like we've got the pattern the same. We still need a clasp. I have just a few beads left. I mean, this is it. That's all I have left to work with. But I think we might be able to make this a 2-strand. I'm limited to either restringing some of these beads, which I could do, or we could work with what we have left here and just try to use all of this up. And if we were to do that, what could we do here if we wanted to make a 2-strand? Or we could put beads around here, although I tend to think they would fall underneath the medallion. I'm not sure how I feel about the large bead being right up against here. That's what's kind of not working for me. So let's go ahead and take that large bead off. Didn't mean to throw it. Let's take a jump ring. Now I made this in the center, and now I'm thinking maybe I should have made it off center. I'm going to go right beside it though. Right beside it. I'm going to move this over one. So there's just one link between, one loop on the medallion between. And maybe I'll reverse this. Maybe I'll move this over one this direction. Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to move this one over. Make sure I have a good grip on it. Over this direction. So they're opposite of each other. You'll see what I mean in just a minute here. Well, they were supposed to be opposite. I went the wrong direction, didn't I? If that's our center, it might be okay. Now I want to duplicate this pattern right here, if I can. I'm not seeing, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be exactly the same. I have all these colors in here. It just needs to be about the same size. I think that's a slightly different bead. Or my eyes are playing tricks on me, which could be. Close that up. Get a jump ring. I know I need to remove some beads on here, but we're going to skip one hole in between. Just switch to my flat nose. I'll leave a link for all my tools below the video. Most of you know that, but if you're new here, you need to be on an iPhone, you need to be on a smartphone or desktop or iPad to access the More box, where it says More below the video. Now what have I done here? Oh, I'm supposed to be duplicating this. And the only thing I duplicated was the first bead. And I also see that this is not closed very well. So although I got the first bead right, I don't have this right. We're going to get there. We will. We'll get there. I'm trying to do this and then mother of pearl. Pick it up, put it on, lay it down, check it out, pick it up, put it on, lay it down. A little rhythm going here. Now, these are not in the same pattern as this one, so I'm going to have to play around with this.
I've been acting like a wild man, sleeping like a child, so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom.
It's a good thing we don't have to make any more earrings. You know, if I was selling the bracelet separate with earrings, then I would definitely need more beads. So, but I do want these to be the same length when it's all said and done. I mean, these need to be pretty much the same length. I guess they are. Pretty good. I'm questioning whether... Oh no. My phone stopped videoing just now. I don't know how much you missed, but I'll go charge it up and come back. I'm switching cameras and I don't know if I caught the last of what I was doing because my battery ran out on me. But this is where I am with this, and the beads may not be exactly the same on some of the small ones, but it's what I have to go with. I do need to add a clasp, but it's still pretty small, even with a clasp. So I think I need to add a couple more beads here. I'm not going to add any more mother of pearl, but I might add, maybe, I guess all I really have left are the large beads. I mean, I do need for these to be the same length, and they are pretty close, but it seems like I need to add perhaps a large bead, and that's all I really have left are large beads. Some of these I need to close back up. Okay, so let's add a large bead here. Hope I don't get it too big. I mean, I don't know what I'm going for, maybe 7.5. I'm just going to have to add, though, what I have to work with.
I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom. Always in bloom for you. So many times I've stranded, cast away on unknown shore.
Got a few beads left, 2 mother of pearl, and anyway, this is what we've got. Let's check this again. I think by the time we bring these together and add a clasp, we'll be okay. In fact, let's bring them together with one of these jump rings. Again, we're upcycling the jump rings. Whoops. Going to my flat nose so I can get a better grip to close this up. Same thing here. Let's bring these two together. Close this up. And then I'll find the clasp. Although I do have this clasp and this dark finish right here. We might be able to upcycle that. Why not? That's what this is all about. Let's attach this to one end to the jump ring. Okay, we've got our clasp. Now we need a jump ring. I've got this dark finish jump ring that we could hook into. Might be a little large. Let's see. Can I do it? And is it going to fit or is it too big? Yes, I can do it. And it's more than 7.5. So maybe I didn't need those extra beads. Let's put it on a bracelet cone and see what we've really got. I have decided I am going to sell this set. And thank you to those of you who purchased some jewelry from us recently. All right, we are at 8 inches. 8 inches on this one. That means I would need to take those beads off to bring this back down. What do you think? I've decided I'm going to take the larger beads off after all and add extension chain. I want the bracelet to be able to fit, different sizes of wrists. And there'll be more opportunity for that if I just go with an extension chain. So taking these larger beads back off. And I'll tell you what, I'll just do that and be right back. I'm going to use this extension chain. I can find the cut in the jump ring. Try the other end. There it is. This was the chain that was around one of the necklaces. Oh, the necklace that had the medallions on it. That's where this chain came from. And I think we'll go with about 1.5 inches. You know what? I need to make sure that that lobster clasp is going to go through this chain because it looks a little bit thick. Oh yeah, that's an issue. It's too thick to be an extension chain. As I said, this was the chain that went around the neck, and it's just too thick for the lobster clasp, so we need to find some other chain. We've got 2 pieces of this, but that's not going to work, so I'll be right back. Because I went with the dark lobster clasp, I would like to have some dark extension chain. So do you remember this necklace? I didn't take anything off of here, but I am going to take off the extension chain. That's what we're going to take from here. I have a lot of silver extension chain, but not a lot of dark finish. I'm not sure if I like that jump ring though. Not sure if I like that. I've got this jump ring. A pretty long extension chain for a bracelet, but let's put it on the bracelet cone and see what size we have without the extension chain at all. Okay, it goes from size 7, and I don't think we need that much extension chain. In fact, I'm still questioning the extension chain because it looks rather delicate, compared to what we used on the necklace. Maybe I'll switch them. Although I like the length that I have on here for the necklace. I tried it on. I think the length is good. All right, I'm going to check again for extension chain. I did find something in my stash after all. This is much sturdier than this. So I'm going to remove this really fine, delicate extension chain and add this. Sometimes you just have to trust your instinct on that. I just thought this was way too fine for a bracelet. Now, how long do I want this to be? About 1.5 inches. I'm going to remove just a little bit of it. I think these beads are a little too large to put at the end of the extension chain, but I might take this little doodad off of here, off the fine chain. It has these little, I think I'll just use one. Just add this on the end. You can do whatever you would like. You don't have to do what I'm doing, that's for sure. All right, if we take this out to full extension, we take this out to the last link before the little doodad. This goes up to 8 3/4. What do you think of the 2-strand bracelet? I think it would also have looked nice if we'd made a 3-strand, but as you could see, I was running out of beads. And the chain was just so fine, I just couldn't see it worked into the bracelet. But I'm pretty happy with it. And next up, I'm going to show you the entire parure, the necklace, and the earrings and the bracelet. I'm not sure in what order, but I'm going to show it all to you so that you can take a closer look, so that you can vote in your comment. And then I promise you that I'm going to try to get a little glammed up. May not change my hair or makeup, but a little more glammed up and find something pretty in my closet. And of course, those fancy pants. You don't want to miss those fancy pants. it's time to go get changed and show you the glam necklace or the fancy pants necklace and show you the necklace, the bracelet, and a pair of earrings. I'll be right back. Can I pull off the fancy pants? I don't know, but I found this dress. What do you think? It has silver threads running through it. And here's the necklace. And I don't have it out to full extension. I think I'm halfway on the extension. But there's the fancy pants necklace and bracelet. And the earrings, well, this is the pair I'm going to keep. The other pair with the tassels will be listed with the necklace and the bracelet on eBay. I'll put a link below the video. And the fancy pants, I don't know if I can show you, but I'll try if I don't rock my table here too much. See you in the next video.